Hey everybody, how you doing today? My name is Relyea and thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're taking a look at Hollow Knight and specifically this opening cutscene that we got originally when we had the Hollow Knight Silksong announcement. Nintendo E3 just happened and they had a little treehouse live. And if we switch over to this new cutscene, this was taken over by HelyeaRelyea 7702 over on the Reddit. So what we're going to do is break down these two clips side by side and see what's new in the Silksong opening cutscene. So this part right here starts off almost exactly the same. It just lasts a little bit longer. So right here, it provides a little bit of extra emphasis on the bell, which we didn't see before. And right here, we can see a little bit more information on the cage. If you look really carefully, you'll actually see the seal of binding.
So here we see Hornet.
She's imprisoned, and that is not a state that she's used to being in.
No, it seems like there's some sort of seal of binding as well on this. So I'm not sure what's going on. Again, it's part of the stories to unravel that mystery among many others.
So right here, we have the same opening beginning, right? And it kind of cuts a little bit faster. And already they're at the bridge. And we didn't see the emphasis on the bell, and we didn't see the emphasis on the cage that Hornet is in. So if we come back over, right there, if you saw very carefully that little bit that was coming through, that's what's going to be looking like the seal of binding. And this little charm thing right here, this looks the same as what's on the bottom of the cage. I just noticed that right now. Right here, this little symbol here looks like it's the same as whatever's next to Hornet's needle. Don't know if that's a big thing or not. Let me know down in the comments if you know what that's about. So now we see the next thing. This is exactly the same as before. Then it cuts over to the open area with all the birds. The wind, again the same, just a hair longer. And then right here we get to something that's completely new, and we did not see this in the other trailer. They go through this area. Looks like some sort of tunnel. They're definitely getting into some sort of new kingdom, whereas before we didn't see that. So they head in, and we got just a hair, just 1 second longer of looking at the bridge, and just seeing these sweet legs. All right, so now we're back at the bridge, and this is an extra spot that we didn't see before. And so this thing touches Hornet's cage and it breaks the seal of binding, and that's what gives Hornet a little bit of chill, so that way she can get her powers back. I'm assuming that this is Hornet using her power to break herself out of the cage. It's really hard to tell if that's coming from Hornet or from something else. So there we see Hornet fall, and it's a little bit different as compared to here. This is, again, going back to the original reveal trailer. So Hornet still breaks out of the cage, but then all of a sudden she is all the way into the mossy grotto, and we are completely done with the opening cutscene as far as the reveal trailer goes. So if we come back over here, once Hornet is done falling, she'll basically just load up into the mossy grotto, and that is pretty much, it's done the same thing as the other trailer. So one thing that we can also look at a little bit more is the thing that broke Hornet out of her cage was this little bird thing, right? So let's take a look at that again. And this is something that we actually see Lace has some sort of control of or is interested in, right? So now if we look at this other gameplay from the Nintendo Treehouse Live event, Hornet is going to eventually come to a boss fight with Lace.
The boss's chamber.
Right when
Good thing you lifted that key earlier.
So when Hornet gets into this boss fight, look at that. This looks like the exact same thing that is eventually going to get Hornet out of her cage. Let's take a look at that again. Right here. So this little thing floating around, it's kind of hard to make out the shape, but I mean, that looks pretty dang similar, if you ask me. Look at that. It definitely has some sort of wings. We can't really make out the little tail because it's so bright. And so when we look, as soon as Lace looks away, the little bird things just go fly away. And so what I'm thinking is Lace has some sort of affinity for these little birds. This is going to be my conspiracy theory. Lace has some sort of affinity for the birds. She doesn't realize that the birds have taken a liking to Hornet, and we see that with the whole cage thing going on, right? I believe that later on, Lace is going to come to find out that these little bird things, whatever they are actually trying to help Hornet. Maybe Lace just doesn't know it early on, or something's going on. I think that eventually Lace might become helpful to Hornet. I don't know. I feel like that's a theme of something that happened with Hornet and the Little Knight. Maybe we'll see it with Lace and Hornet. When we first see Lace in this boss fight over here, Lace is like really, really enamored by these little birds and like conducting for them or playing with them in some way, shape, or form. But then we also see how much Lace dislikes Hornet. And as soon as Lace looks away from those little birds, they took off. They went flying. They're gone. So it'll be really interesting to see how Lace and Hornet, how it all works together later on. So that's pretty much everything that I was able to pull out of the Hollow Knight Silksong opening cutscenes compared to before and now. Let me know down in the comments below if you think that I missed anything or if there's something that you think is worth bringing up. I'd always appreciate it. I'm just so excited. I hope that we see more from Hollow Knight Silksong, maybe in an August Indie Direct. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's something sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to subscribe for even more Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong tips, tricks, and how-tos. My name is Relyea, and I'll talk to you again more soon.